Right now, faster than you can actively process the thought, a storm of electricity is racing through your body. Trillions of microscopic signals are firing in the dark, and one specific cluster of them is interpreting this exact sentence. You didn't consciously decide to read it. Your eyes tracked the shapes, and your brain translated that light into meaning, all before your active awareness ever stepped in. If our bodies react and process the world before we even realize it, who exactly is driving? The answer lies in a biological web that weighs less than 3 pounds, yet manages a constant, body-wide conversation: the human nervous system. Your nervous system operates in 2 main halves. The first is the command center, the central nervous system. This consists of your brain and your spinal cord, where incoming data is processed and meaning is created. This schematic shows the peripheral nervous system, a sprawling grid of power lines branching from the central column to every muscle. To grasp its scale, follow the sciatic nerve. Tracing from the lower back down to the toes, this single cell stretches over 1 meter. But seeing the system from this macro level only tells us where the biological wires go. To see how they actually carry a thought, we have to look much smaller. Meet the neuron. This is the microscopic messenger of the entire system. Each one is a living wire, equipped with a sprawling antenna-like receiver end to catch signals and a long transmission cable to pass them along. This diagram shows a cross-section of the neuron's outer skin. By keeping positively charged particles locked on the outside, a resting neuron maintains an internal charge of -70 millivolts. It sits there, like a compressed spring, waiting. The spring releases when a specific tipping point is breached. Incoming signals gather. If they push that internal charge high enough, a critical threshold is crossed, and then the neuron fires. The cell's gates snap open, and the positively charged ions violently flood inward, flipping the internal environment from dark to bright electric. This explosive chain reaction is called an action potential. The resulting spark races down the biological cable at speeds up to 150 meters per second, crossing the length of a football field in the blink of an eye. That microscopic spark, tearing along a living wire, is the exact physical reality of every movement you make and every thought you have. But eventually, that high-speed spark hits a dead end. 2 neurons never actually touch. Between them lies the synapse, a microscopic gap. Because the signal is currently an electrical impulse, it cannot physically jump across the empty fluid space. To cross the void, the cell switches languages. The electrical spark triggers the release of physical molecules called neurotransmitters. They drift across the fluid gap and dock into specific receptors on the opposite wall to pass the signal forward. Once the chemicals bind, a new electrical spark is born on the other side. This translation, from electricity to chemistry and back again, is what allows the signal to navigate the breaks in the network. Zooming back out to the organs reveals exactly what these microscopic sparks achieve. Millions of them are dedicated to the autonomic system, the background processes running your heart and lungs so you never have to think about them. This dual pane dashboard visualizes the autonomic system's 2 opposing forces. The left pane spikes red to show the sympathetic state, better known as fight or flight. When a threat appears, the body floods with energy. Your heart rate skyrockets, the lungs violently expand to pull in oxygen, and your pupils dilate to gather more light. You are instantly armed for survival. But you cannot survive at maximum alert forever. When the threat passes, the right pane takes over. This is the parasympathetic state, or rest and digest. The heart rate smooths out, and your breathing drops back into a calm, steady rhythm. You don't consciously control either of these states. Your life relies entirely on this continuous, unconscious tug-of-war between panic and peace. This network manages the mechanics of life, but it also contains the architecture of your identity. Every memory you hold, every fear you harbor, and every joy you experience is a specific pattern of sparks flickering across this living network. And the network is highly adaptable. Through a process called neuroplasticity, it constantly rewires itself, building new pathways and dismantling old ones based on what you encounter. Merely watching this video and learning these facts has prompted your brain to form new connections. Physical links are being forged in the dark that were not there 5 minutes ago. Right now, you are looking directly at your own internal wiring. You are an 86 billion neuron network, currently using itself to understand itself.